Okay, so now let's talk about linear functions. Linear functions have a constant rate of change, which means that they continue to either go up by a certain number or they continue to go down by a certain number. And there's another fancy name for constant rate of change. This fancy name for constant rate of change is called slope. So it's called the slope. And we can figure this out. We can figure out the slope by doing the change in y's over the change in x's. Your teacher might teach you the slope formula of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, but I like to just write it as delta y over delta x, which just means the change in y's over the change in x's, okay? This one's a little easier to remember for me. So a change in y's over the change in x's. So let's figure out slope with 2 points. So for example, if I have -1, 2, and -5, 10, and I want to determine the slope, all I need to do is the change in y's, which basically is the difference in the y's. So I'm going to subtract 2 minus 10. And then I'm going to put it over the difference in the x's, the change in the x's. So -1 minus -5. Okay? Now, the only thing is you see I pulled the 2's first here, and it's from this coordinate point. You need to make sure the -1's first too, from the same coordinate point. You can't do 2 minus 10 and -5 minus -1. It has to be from the same point when you start, okay? So 2 minus 10 is -8, and then -1 minus -5 is, so remember our integer rules, those two things become a plus sign, so is 4. And so -8 divided by 4, we can still reduce it. We reduce it like a fraction, and our slope is -2, which means that we go down 2 and over 1 to the right, okay? If you don't remember integers, you can go and check out the video because I have a video over integers. Let's do another slope. One, 3, and 0, -9. So the change in y's, 3 and -9, so that'd be 3 minus -9 over the change in x's, 1 minus 0. So 3 minus -9 is 12, and then 12 over 1 minus 0 is just 1. Well, 12 over 1 is just 12. So basically what this is saying is we go up 12 and over 1 to the right for slope. So that's how you determine slope. Now we're